I cannot believe that we are finally in December. Cannot believe that November is finally over. It was a really long, hard month with Nano and reading and all that stuff. But I did finish my really short TBR for November, so I'm going to give you my wrap-up and my December TBR in one video. So here we go. So the first book that I finished in November was Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and just pretend that it's right here because I had to return it to the library. And I did a full review, and so I'll link that down below if you want to go check that out. It has a section for a non-spoiler section and a spoiler section, so if you're interested in my full review of the book, go check that out. That'd be awesome. So just a short thing of what I felt about it was that I thought that it was a good continuation of the story. It gave more character development, which I felt Throne of Glass lacked, and parts of it I enjoyed. Then like the last fourth of the book I just didn't like. I just didn't really care for the way she took the book. That's a brief synopsis of how I felt about the book. So that was the first book, and then the second book that I finished was Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I think it was Sloan, yes. So this book was the book of the month for the book club that I'm part of on Goodreads, and I would have to say it was okay. It wasn't something that I would ever read again. It's not really something that I'm going to recommend to anyone. It was just okay. Honestly, I was about halfway through and I was debating on whether I was going to, because I just wasn't feeling the story. I wasn't liking what it was about. But then one night I was reading it, and then I went to bed and I looked over and the book is glowing, and I had to finish to see if there was a reason for the fact that the cover glowed in the dark. There wasn't. That really frustrated me because I was like, this is really cool. You don't normally see novels with glow-in-the-dark book covers, and so I just feel like there should have been a reason why it was that it glowed in the dark, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. So the next book that I finished was A Cliché Christmas by Nicole Deese. And this is a book that I won from a giveaway on Goodreads, so I will have a full review of this book and I'll link it down below. And I have to say I really, really enjoyed this book. It has some of really great writing. Deese did a really great job of just describing feeling and describing the scene, and it was really good. So it definitely had that feel of like a Hallmark Lifetime Christmas movie, but it was one of those rare, really good ones where the plot is decent and the characters and the acting is great, and it's not so predictable that you kind of know what's going to happen in the beginning of the story. You know kind of where she's going, but the way she gets there is completely not what you were expecting. And it wasn't cheesy. Like, there was just some depth to a couple of the characters. Not all of the characters had a lot of depth to them, but I think that's fine, especially when the book was less than 200 pages. It was 188 pages, which I would have liked for it to be a little longer. That was really the only complaint that I had, was that it just wasn't long enough. I will have a longer review. Again, I'll link that down below. So that was Cliché Christmas. And so that wraps up the books that I read in November. So let's get started on my TBR for December. And so far I have, let's see, 5 books that are going to be on my TBR and possibly 6. So the first book that I am reading is My True Love Gave to Me, and it is a collection of short stories by several different YA authors. There's a couple like Rainbow Rowell and Stephanie Perkins, and those are really the only 2 that I've read anything of. And so and it's edited by Stephanie Perkins. And so I've read 2 so far, and they've been okay. They're short stories, and it's nice because it's like, okay, well, I only have 10 minutes, so I can just read a story. And it's also a good book to read with other books as I'm reading other books. So this is the book that I'm reading for my book club on Goodreads, and so this is the book that they chose, and it's a good holiday book, and I'm looking forward to reading it this month. So the next book that I've already started it's on the bottom of my pile, is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the third book in the Throne of Glass series, so I can't tell you what it's about. I'm probably about a third of a way through it so far. I have to be honest, I'm not really enjoying it, like, at all. I started it in the middle of November, and because I wasn't enjoying Mr. Penumbra's bookstore, but I don't know, I just don't like the direction she's taking the story. I don't like it. And the thing that I haven't liked really the entire series is the different jumping back between different narratives, and she goes way beyond what is necessary. I think there's like 6 different perspectives, which is just ridiculous and annoying. I'm gonna finish it, but I'm not enjoying it at all. So this is probably going to be a book that I'm going to be jumping back and forth between all of my other books, because I can really only take like a chapter or 2 at a time before I just get frustrated. So that is Air of Fire. The next book that is on my list, which I bought this like 3 months ago and not been able to put it on my list, my TBR, because I've had so many other things, and that is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. And I saw this reviewed several times on Books and Junk. She talks about it a lot, and it just sounded amazing. And it is about this orphan who I'll just read the back. Okay. But young Locke Lamora dodges death and slavery, becoming a thief under the tutelage of a gifted con artist. As the leader of the band of light-fingered brothers known as the Gentleman Bastards, Locke is soon infamous, fooling even the underworld's most feared ruler. But in the shadow lurks someone still more ambitious and deadly. Faced with a bloody coup that threatens to destroy everyone and everything that holds meaning in his mercenary life, Locke vows to beat the enemy at his own brutal game or die trying. And it just sounds fabulous. Fabulous. I'm so looking forward to this book. So that is The Lies of Locke Lamora. And then the next book is The Long and Far Away Gone by Lou Berney. And this is another book that I just won in a Goodreads giveaway. And so I just got it in the mail. We got back from Thanksgiving. So I wanted to read it as soon as possible so I can get a review video and a review up as soon as possible. It's coming from this perspective of people that they experience tragedy in their life and how they have to cope with life after tragedy. So it just sounded really interesting on the Goodreads giveaway, and then I won a copy, so I'm excited about reading it. And I will let you guys know how I liked it. And then the last book for December is Fearless by Francine Pascal. And the great thing is that I did not even think about the fact that Francine Pascal is the one that wrote the Sweet Valley series, and I love them. Yeah, Tiffany over on The Crafty Home pointed that out to me, and I was like, yes, I love her. Yeah, so this is one of the books that I picked up in the book fair that I went to at the beginning of November, and I am so excited about this. It's a book on genetics, and it's about this girl who they have created her. She is skilled in all martial arts and knows all these different kinds of language, and she has had the fear gene extracted from her body. And so someone wants to kidnap, so people are after her, but she's not worried, she's fearless. And so it just sounds amazing, and I really like the cover. I just think this girl's eyes are just striking. So that is the last book that is officially on my TBR. If I get through all those, or if I just want something that just I know is going to be amazing, I will pick up Chamber of Secrets, the second book in the Harry Potter series, or I will restart the Love Comes Softly series by Jeanette Oak, and because that series is a series that I usually read when I'm at home for Christmas, so it just really brings that great nostalgic feeling. So those are 2 books that are kind of like on my maybe pile if I'm just not enjoying any of my books, or I just want to have fun. So that is my wrap up for November and my TBR for December. Yeah, so happy reading, guys, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye! Oh, and do you like my decorations?